journey as you make your way through life's winding road. All right, and with that heart of gratitude this wonderful morning, let me gladly welcome you to Build Right, your one-stop diary for the built environment in Lagos. All right, it's nice to have you tune in at times, especially when we seek best solutions of making our public spaces properly planned and of course properly executed as well. All right, Build Right, it's courtesy of the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, and they are the ministry responsible for initiation, of course talking about formulation and execution of policies that relates to physical planning and the urban space right here in Lagos. You're welcome. My name is Victor Oteri. All right, then, so on the program today, I've got a big fish in the building, all right? So my guest is going to be taking us through the idea of physical planning, or perhaps planning matters and its imperatives for a smart city like Lagos, all right? I'm having, or perhaps hosting, the special advisor to Mr. Governor this morning on the EGIS. It might sound too technical for you, but my guest will break it down. He's the special advisor on EGIS and planning matters. I will be dwelling a whole lot on planning as a tool for achieving a smart city like Lagos. All that and much more, plus your input as well, and then traffic updates from time to time. All right, that will be the menu, if you can keep me company from now through 10 o'clock. But first, let's have a word from the ministry, and when I return, the conversation takes off in full throttle.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estates and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Àjùmọ̀ṣe Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is the program, and we're ready to roll. But before we do that quickly, let's take you through the last updates that we've got. Like we did say, if you head into the island, all right, you have lots of influx on the Third Mainland Bridge, but no major worries. It's a slow and steady kind of movement being experienced. That's from Iyanowuru, proceeding through Unilag Waterfront, and of course heading through Adekunle and Adeniji. The return journey, if you're coming from the island to the mainland, is still looking pretty good at the moment. Ibadan, talking about Lagos Ibadan Expressway, making your way into Lagos is still looking pretty cool at the moment. No major worries, especially from the Long Bridge, proceeding through Kara and Beja as well. And if you're navigating through Otedola, outwards journey is also looking good. So if you're planning of making that journey outside Lagos, it's still looking good at the moment. Let's see if we can talk to Raphael Jeramil, connected with us. Hello there, Raphael.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. So where are you located at the moment?
Yeah, just a quick update of a broken down contractor or tractor at Allen roundabout. No, that's only rating what Allen roundabout, and it's back about of the lane in from Allen to the Allen traffic light. And as a result of that, the traffic is quite busy in that very point.
Okay.
They just connect, as a result of that, I also have a counterflow there. The connection on the red proper is very fine, and then it goes too is good. connecting back to Admin Road, Wemco is also in a good order. Later box is also good. Are you with me, please?
I'm with you, Raphael.
And also connecting to Ojuero is also good. But to connect Abulekba Bridge is fine as well. But return journey to Ojuero from Abulekba Bridge is quite easy. There's no major breakdown there except the alternation on the axis. Apart from that, there's nothing to be worried about. I'm just moving my way to the area reported of the loaded clearance from I took down on top of the Abulekba Bridge. Getting there, I will give you more information or more updates about the situation.
All right, then I would appreciate that. Thank you so much, Raphael.
Yeah, this is Raphael Jeremy.
All right, Raphael Jeremy, live motorbike reporter, signing in swingers there on your movement. So if you're trying to approach the intersection at Allen, you have an articulated vehicle broken down just by Arumire inwards Allen. It's causing some slowness for those of you who are navigating through that corridor. All right, then, so more and more updates will come. Right now, let's focus the conversation on physical planning and imperatives for a smart Lagos. And joining me right now to shed light on that, Dr. Olajide Babatunde. Of course, he's special advisor on EGIS and planning matters right here in Lagos. Dr. Babatunde, nice to have you in the building. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And compliment of the season to you.
Compliments of the season. Compliments of the season, fellow Lagosians. It's good to be here.
Wonderful. It's your very first time of being on Traffic Radio, I suspect?
It is.
Do you listen to us, by the way?
I do.
Not so much,
I
right?
do.
But you do. Maybe when you want to get on the road, sometimes I do suspect, right? Okay. All right. So first things first, Honorable Babatunde, let's connect with you by demystifying your office and the mandate that has been given to you as the driver of that particular office. So, as a special advisor to Mr. Governor, what are the responsibilities of EGIS that you're handling and planning matters? Talk to me.
Okay. Thank you very much, Victor. Like I said earlier, it's my pleasure to be here. And, I want to wish everybody the compliments of the season. Merry Christmas, and I wish you a Happy New Year 2023
right
ahead. So EGIS, a lot of people think that EGIS is electronic. It is electronic, but the EGIS in Lagos is Enterprise Geographic Information Systems.
Enterprise Geographic Information System. So permit me to shed a little bit of light on this. So, EGIS provides the capacity to relate previously unrelated information through the use of location as the key variable. Okay.
So, when you have information that seem to be unrelated, do you understand? So GIS, that's the Geographic Information System, has the capacity to bring everything together.
All right.
Why do we need to bring these things together?
And I'm interested in that question, really. So why? Why do we need to do that?
Okay. So, we have land information, do you understand? And we have planning information. You have survey information. These are three major information within the built environment that we need to connect at some point. So with the EGIS, some of those things can be connected. And like I said, the key variable is location.
Location.
Right.
All right. Yes, go ahead.
So for the lands bureau, I'm sure you know that the information as to who owns a parcel of land is important to the Ministry of Physical Planning, and it's also something that is also generated through the Office of the Surveyor General.
Right.
These things need to be related. So with the Enterprise GIS office, that's the EGIS and Planning Matters office that I supervise, we're able to bring all this information together. So Victor would not be able in the future to build on a land that belongs to GD,
right?
Simply because we're able to connect all the information together.
All right. So for all of this that you said, the Enterprise Geographic Information System, you said even though it has some electronic components, is not totally electronic. But are you telling the listener this morning that with a punch of a button, or perhaps with just trying to get information through digital device, I can be able to ascertain the status of a land in Lagos. Is that what it means?
That is exactly what it means. So as we speak today, Lagos State is carrying out a mapping exercise with the Office of the Surveyor General. So we're going to have all land in Lagos mapped and surveyed. For you to have any transparent land information system, all land must be mapped and surveyed. For the land information system to be good and transparent, you must make sure that you map all land within the state. So within the jurisdiction of Lagos, which is 3,550 square kilometers, or maybe the expanded area, which includes the water bodies, it should be like about 4,050 square kilometers.
Right.
By 2023, we're going to have the auto photo of 2022-2023, which will recognize on a cadastral, or on an auto photo,
right.
There are true even LiDAR images that we're trying to capture so that we can see what is on the ground. We will have all information about every single
that relates to our existence here in Lagos.
Yeah, that has to do with every single location or parcel of land in Lagos. And we will be able to relate that to planning information in terms of master plan. So on the click of a button, you'll be able to know who owns it, you know what the use is, you know what the permissible height of the building can go, you know everything, you know whether it has an approval or not.
So Dr. Babatunde, so how far have we gone in terms of digitally mapping Lagos at the moment?
I just told you that by next year, so by April of next year, so we have the auto photo of 2009. These things have to be updated periodically. Actually, it's recommended every 5 years. So, but by 2023, April,
right,
we would have concluded the mapping.
Okay. So, but I just wanted to know, really, at the moment now, like what percentage are we, if somebody wants to just have an idea now, are we like 50%, 60% into digitally mapping Lagos?
As at 2009, Lagos was digitally mapped 100%. But like I said, we have to update. So some new houses have sprang up, and we need to include those that were not there in 2009. So in terms of the number of houses we have in 2009, it may surprise you to know that maybe what 2009 would represent may be about 60 to 70% of what we actually have today.
Right.
So additional properties have been built, new estates have come up. And 2009 till date is quite some time.
All right, so EG is very, very essential. But to a layman, and I wanted to break this down for us, Dr. Babatunde, this morning. So, of what significance is EGIS to the development of Lagos?
Okay, so let me talk about how it relates to the Ministry of Physical Planning. I can discuss about the land one as well.
Right.
But just like I told you, all this information has to be related before we can start operationalizing the system in a way that it benefits our environment and governance. The ease of doing business will be made very, very good. When you look at some of the indices or the indicators for the ease of doing business, being able to get planning permits easily is one of the things. Being able to manage your contracts very well, is one of the things that is being looked at. And with these benchmarks, then Lagos, will be pushed up, or ranked amongst the cities in the world where the ease of doing business is guaranteed.
It's achieved, right?
Right. Now, in terms of how it affects the Ministry of Physical Planning, we are now carrying out a project that is called Lagos Net. Lagos Net is the electronic physical planning process system, EPPS.
Okay.
With that system, it means that in the future, in the very near future, if you want to get a building approval, there will be almost 0% human interaction. You would not have to visit our office in Alausa. You will go on your systems and upload your drawings electronically, and the system can approve this thing in minutes. Yes, in minutes. If you have met all the criteria, it's like you're submitting for the processing of a visa. You're applying for a visa. In those days, we used to just go and queue. We're just on a long queue, and we just stayed there until whenever we're called.
Right.
But today, I mean, you can do a Dropbox after uploading all your information on the system. So I'm saying to you this morning, with the achievement of the government of Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, you are something. Next year, you will be able to apply for your building approval online without having to go to any office in Alausa, and you can get your approval done in minutes.
And that will be done seamlessly without any interference.
It will be done seamlessly with almost 0% human interaction.
All right, because some have said it that sometimes when you're trying to get some of these planning permits and building approvals and all of that it takes too long. The process takes too long. But you are saying now that with this kind of networking that you're going to be bringing in, it will be much more easier for us.
Yeah, so, that's why I talked about, connecting, or the GIS having the capacity to connect unrelated information together. So one of the reasons why it takes a lot of time, Mr. Victor has a parcel of land, let's say somewhere in Ijegwegba, and he wants approval. The first thing we need to do is to find out from the Lands Bureau whether he owns that land.
Okay.
You understand? And then you go to the Ministry of Physical Planning itself, not even LASPA now, to get the planning information, to know what you can build on it. But the system has all of this now.
Right.
You understand? So with that, you do not need to, the system will automatically check lands, checks of your general's office, check LRS, and check everything, and make sure that everything is fine, and the system will approve it automatically.
So what would you say to people who are also trying to understand how it all works? I mean, you stated your own mandate now and the areas you coordinate. Some would equally say, doesn't that come in duplicate forms? I mean, if you are doing that of GIS, does that also fall in line with what the Surveyor General will do? And, for others, planning matters and all of that. So, I mean, how different is your own function to what these offices are doing? More or less like duplication of effort.
Yeah, so thank you. You asked this question. So there's no duplication, there's no overlap. The GIS, Lagos GIS is a platform. So it's a platform for the Lands Bureau, is a platform for the Office of the Surveyor General, and is a platform for the Ministry of Physical Planning to work on. So, it's like our voice is being heard. There are something. Electricity is provided by a platform, and this is being transmitted by a platform. But we are the actors who are here, actually to the people. So the GIS is actually a platform. So it supports the Ministry of Physical Planning, it supports the Office of the Surveyor General, and it also supports the Office of the Permanent Secretary Lands Bureau.
Right.
And it shortens their transaction time.
Okay, and from time to time, do they have to relate with you in carrying out their duties?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're doing, as at this morning, I was still on site looking at the facility that is placed in physical planning for Lagos Net. Lagos Net is going to host what you call the Planning Information Center, which is going to connect to the Lagos GIS the Lagos GIS center.
Right.
And then you also have the Survey Information Center, which we are now discussing and working on. So there's going to be a Survey Information Center at the ministry, at the Office of the Surveyor General. And in the Lands Bureau, they already have what you call the MTN building, which is more or less like a land information center. All of these centers connect to the main center. So it's a fulcrum, where everybody has a handshake.
Right. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. If you're wondering who's speaking with me so eloquently this morning, I've got a true born professional who is in the sector. I'm talking about Dr. Olajide Babatunde. He's the special advisor to Mr. Governor on EGIS and planning matters. And of course, if you're just joining in, EGIS means Enterprise and Geographic Information System. We're reflecting on physical planning and the imperatives for a very smart Lagos. We're going to take a break right now, one or two updates. But when we return, we'll hear from you. If you have any concerns for my guests, you have any questions or contribution, feel free to bring that in. But he's talking about the nexus that is responsible, of course, the nexus that is needed for land information, for survey information and planning information. Of course, he's coordinating all of that. But how best can we tap into it to make Lagos much better? All that and much more we'll be reflecting on. But a brief break, we'll be back.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estates and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the State Operative Development Plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Àjùmọ̀ṣe Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right is the program. And my guest this morning is a specialist. We're talking about Dr. Olajide Babatunde, who's a special advisor to the governor on EGIS and, of course, planning matters. Quickly, let's take you through the Aja corridor traffic from Aja underneath the bridge inwards at the road. It's looking pretty good to go at the moment. The return journey is not bad at all. Connecting the bridge, talking about Abraham Adesanya is looking good, while Adesanya connecting Ogombo is also good as well. Let's see if we can take this call that's coming in. Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah, talk to me. Good morning. Hello there. Hello. All right, it's a bad connection. Adesanya en route Ogidon, connecting Majek towards Awoyaya and Eleko to the T Junction, looking pretty good as well. Return journey from T Junction, proceeding towards Eleko and Awoyaya is looking good. Hello there.
Hello, good morning, Victor.
Good morning.
Wale on the line, traffic manager. Wale.
Talk to me, Wale. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Very good too.
Yes, as earlier stated, that around the Telewa, there is a political rally ongoing.
Okay.
It's a massive one. Thereby, we have two roads. There's Aulude Street and Owolowo Road.
Okay.
In a cordon of as a result of that. Meanwhile, we have a movement from Itelewa towards Ojogbe to connect either Ebute or Kurodigara. There's nothing to worry about. Although we have very high vehicular and human traffic for now as a result of that. So we have officers on ground to ensure there is seamless flow of traffic. Okay. Meanwhile, motor is coming from a global end. Just this travel advice. They can make use of Ibute Road.
Okay.
Just to have better movement along that stretch.
Okay.
Instead of coming towards let's say towards the Telewa.
Okay.
Now. So as the event unfolds, I'll keep you updated.
All right.
That's the update for now.
Thank you very much, Wale, for that information. Okay, then, so that's what you have. A political rally on at Italewa if you're heading towards Ikorodu this morning. But it's advising that most of you make use of alternate routes, but traffic managers on ground trying to ensure that you still have it pretty good navigating through that corridor. All right, then, so let's see if we can inspire the discourse beyond the studios. If you have any question for my guest this morning that relates to EGIS and, of course, planning matters, feel free to connect with us on 08099 120-777. That's 08099 120-777 and 091-5387-7127. Those are the numbers that you can connect. All right, then. So, Dr. Babatunde, let's get back to that. The nexus between planning, information, of course, survey information, and also, the very first one you mentioned, land information is critical, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that and its implication for a smart Lagos.
Okay, so like I said earlier, for you to have a good GIS system, all land must be mapped and surveyed, because it's whatever you have in a system that you can actually manipulate. So, I mean, don't look at manipulation in a negative way. Manipulation is when you change something.
Right.
But when you have it on a system, if you have to manipulate it as well, do you understand? It's something that is recorded on a system.
Okay.
You understand? I mean, if you were in the manual forms that we had before, what you will see is that you are not able to know who worked on what, because except you are recording it in a logbook. So, based on your question, you were trying to look at the interconnectivity between all of these three. So it's on land that you do planning. Right? And for you to do planning, you have to do survey. So Patrick Geddes, who was a sociologist but one of the fathers of planning, came up with the concept of SAP. SAP is not structural adjustment program. SAP is survey, analysis, plan.
Oh.
So what you do, you survey the land, and there are different types of survey. There's land survey.
Right.
There's also the reconnaissance survey, which is done. So the land survey is done by the surveyors, the land surveyors. The reconnaissance survey is done by a town planner. So when the surveyor does the survey, whether they do even the topographical survey and all the surveys of this world that you can do, then you must analyze. And after you analyze, you must plan. That's what brings about a master plan.
Okay.
And when the master plan is done, you understand, then you give it to a land administrator who now will give the land out to corporate bodies and individuals in accordance with the master plan.
Wonderful.
So by the time the land is being given out, if it's for a school, don't give it to somebody who wants to build a church.
Oh.
And if it's for a church, don't build it to somebody who wants to build a nightclub. You understand? If it's for a nightclub, don't give it to somebody who probably wants to do a farmland, because I mean these things have been planned. So if you look at the interconnectivity, you understand, they must work together. And for us to be able to get these things to work in a way where nobody is able to easily manipulate it, it's better to put everything on a system. Before now, everything has been operated in silos. Land works in a silo, physical planning works in a silo, and then also the office of your general sometimes work in a silo. So you do not even know when you have double allocation or when you have the same coordinates being given to two different planning or two different allocation numbers.
Right.
So the interconnectivity between them is the fact that they are part of the same body. If you whether the hand or the neck or the leg, then that system will die.
All right. The Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM 0809 912 0777. I have the special advisor to the governor on the program this morning, and we're talking about EGIS and planning matters, and we're looking at its role, or perhaps its imperative for a smart Lagos. All right, there's a message coming in, but let's take this call. Hello there, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
All right, what's your name?
Oluwaluko is my name, sir.
Oluwaluko, let's hear from you. What's your contribution?
I'm calling from Okero this morning.
All right, then go ahead.
Yeah, I want to appreciate our guest for representing the state government very, very well. He spoke very, very professionally and eloquently about the activities of it. I just want to encourage this agency to go into a more aggressive enlightenment.
Okay.
Like, our level of in-depth into this social media thing, and also it's a very good plan, and I think enlightenment of our people will be, because apart from being a very hardworking governor, Governor Solu meant well for Lagos State towards this mega city plan. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, then thank you, Oluwaluko. All right, so he's advocating that, I mean, a lot of these things that you're saying here is coming like, more or less like revelation to lots of Lagosians, and they are talking about much more in terms of public enlightenment. So what are you doing in that regard for the ministry?
Okay, so in terms of enlightenment. Today is actually a very special day because the system is about to go live. So from now till sometimes in January,
right,
you understand the system is going to go live. You cannot, because the portal is not open to the public yet.
Okay.
So the portal will soon be open where you can carry out these transactions. You can query. When you want to do a search and you want to find out who owns this plot of land before you buy or before you rent a property, you are sure you are dealing with the right person. The system will soon go live. The portal will be live to the public.
Wonderful.
So we're coming up with different enlightenment programs. So we have like a communications plan. We need to communicate with the people.
All right, let's take this call. That's coming in. Hello there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
All right. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Oluwayinka.
Nice to hear from you, Oluwayimika. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm very happy with the special advisor for all he has been saying this morning. But the problem or the major issue I'm always afraid of is this issue of network. Because in last Bureau now, they said they started our network.
Right.
And we've submitted applications since February for consent. Up till now, we cannot get assessment.
Okay. Lands Bureau, right?
And when they tell you it's a network. So how are they able to address this issue? Since February of this year, up to now, we cannot get assessment.
Okay.
So
right.
please, this is my fear.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Just listen on your radio.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Can I
Yes, you can go ahead.
So I was just saying. So we have a communications plans coming up where we're going to. Through programs like this, we would actually have you enlightened. So I think maybe Victor is probably our first host, us telling Lagosians what we plan to do in the next couple of months and weeks. You understand, to actually ease all of the challenges that we have been having.
All right.
So we're going to be setting up what you call outlets in Ibile. So one in Ikeja, one in Badagry, one in Ikorodu, one on Lagos Island, and one in Ekpe.
All right, we have some messages that are coming in here. The Diola is connected with us. This is the first time I'm hearing about them. Please, I would like to know more of some of the projects that they have been carrying out in the year. This is Adiola from Ifako. I think some of that is what he has been talking about. This one says that this is an interesting discussion and a very rare profession as well. So if my child would do this, what should be my role in supporting him or her? And should I want him to have a foreknowledge which professional is suitable to take him through that? This is coming from Talabi in Okera. Okay, it's Okera.
Okay.
All right, so quickly you can respond to that.
I don't want to miss the question from the last caller.
Yes.
You know something? Just 2 days ago, we were still in discussion with Mr. Governor about the issue of connectivity. You understand? And also about the issue of power. I can tell you that very soon the Lands Bureau will be connected to power 24 hours non-stop. There would never be a blink because there's no way we can operate with power. And then the issue of connectivity as well. We're looking at the best because we're just about to go live. So people need to be patient with us as well.
Right.
Because now that the files are being scanned into the system, so that it's like when a baby is conceived. We need to give time for the baby to be born.
Right.
That this baby will be born very soon. And part of the itches that you are witnessing right now is because we're trying to computerize all the manual records that we have into the system. So please be patient with us. I am saying that shortly, maybe in a matter of 1 or 2 months, we would have completed this process, and then you'll be able to do it just with the click of a button. Yes,
right,
seamlessly.
Let's begin to take this home this morning because of time constraints. Dr. Babatunde, quickly, what's your message to Lagosians as it relates to your office and, of course, physical planning and urban development matters?
Yeah, I would not forget the caller who was asking about her child. You know, if I'm interested in, even having a talk with the child one-on-one.
Oh, good.
So that I can give the child, very good advice as to what courses the child should do. And if the child is already in university and has studied something that is related to planning, that is related to survey, that is related to land administration, or is related to computer science and engineering,
you can be a mentor.
I'm ready to take the child on as an intern in my office, even from today.
Oh, wonderful. All right, then we'll try to see how we bring that connection. But quickly, your parting thought in 30 seconds because of time now.
Okay, so citizens of Lagos, brothers, sisters, fathers, and our mothers, I think you should continue to support the government of Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. We are building together a smart city, which it's a collective effort.
Right.
It is not top down, it is bottom up. We want to work with you to make sure that, your Lagos, our Lagos, will be something that we all can be proud of.
All right, then. Nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here, sir. All right, then. So he's been able to end it by echoing what we all need: Smart Lagos Rising. It's a great Lagos initiative, and Mr. Governor is driving all of this. We have to go. The program has been produced by Folashade Adirumu. Let me say a big thank you to Adetola Akinsoya, who's the Chief Public Affairs Officer for the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. Same for Mukaila Sanusi, who's the Director of the Public Affairs Department. They are working tirelessly to bring this program to your listenership every Tuesdays. All right, then, maximum thanks to our social media team, and same for our executive producer, Tayo Akonle. Till next week when the program makes a return, I am Victor Oteri. Have a splendid day. Bye.
Dr. Ladin's 70s herbal mixture. Dr. Ladin's good for children and adults. Dr. Ladin's what's it be the medicine for that sickness? Dr. Ladin's so restore your health to be a kid 70s to power.
Mama Jerry, this means where they do Jerry don't they now? Are you sure say you give and the 7 kids herbal mixture white? I buy a more. But they no right I'm Dr. Aladdin for him body. Now doctor. I beg, make I hear what? I know you say you get many doctor this, doctor that for inside market now. Make I pass Zara.
If no be Dr. Aladdin, it no be 7 keys. Shine your eyes oh. Many fake